Vulture Rock Review. I am here at Decades Bar and Grill. I am with Sergio Michel. He is the opening night for NAMM show.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
I just saw you perform.
Yes, you did. Did you like it?
I loved it. It was amazing.
Yes. That's fantastic.
Especially the last song.
Yes, that was Boldly.
Thank you for playing it. I love it. You guys need to see this guy play live. His speed is unreal.
Thank you.
Speaking of speed, do you mind if I ask how many, is it beats per second? Beats per minute. Okay,
Yeah, BPM.
BPM, I know.
Yeah.
I know what that means.
Yeah, we have very high BPM for my recordings, and I still am able to play with feeling at that speed. We still have blues and jazz in there, so you could hear the different effects I want to use, like a delay or a phaser or something like that. I make sure I use it in a way that's very artistic and still has soul to it. It's not just like a machine doing wah, 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 wah. It's pretty cool, and we go out of our way to do that. Virtuoso drumming, virtuoso playing on guitar and bass, and then over-the-top vocals and over-the-top stage presence. Just, I love Alcatraz, Rainbow, Smashing Pumpkins. Those are bands that may be of slightly different genres. You can't say those guys did not play well. So that's it. That's like the litmus test. You could say whatever you want, but you can never say we don't do very well.
When you started playing, how old were you?
Wow, I started playing late, maybe 17 or 16, yeah.
When was it when you decided, when you first picked up a guitar and started playing, that you decided that this isn't just a hobby?
When I was 4 years old, I had a fake little guitar, and I watched MTV too much for a 4-year-old. So I always wanted to play, and I knew I could play. I just knew it. I'm like, I freaking do this. And then I got a guitar like on my 17th birthday or 16th birthday, something like that. And then that's it. When
was the first time that you realized that guitar playing and being on stage just wasn't a hobby for you, that you were going to master it?
When I was 4 years old. I had a fake little plastic guitar, and I knew I could do that. I just knew it. And then I got a guitar around 16, 17 years old, and I just knew how to do it. I just knew.
That's crazy.
I just knew it. That's like for me.
That's cool. How did you pick it up by reading maybe tabs, or did you do music? Or
by ear.
By ear.
So I learned by ear.
That's really good.
Yeah, I learned by ear, and then I bought tabs obviously when I really wanted to learn a song. And I think the first tab book that I learned entirely, like every note, was "Kill 'Em All" by Metallica. That was the first tab I got, I think. I believe.
That's awesome. I can tell you're a very passionate person. You're very passionate on stage, and when you play, where does that passion stem from?
Let's see. I can't tell you. That's me. I'm just animated, and like I said before, I just like to deliver a performance to people. So leave nothing. It's almost like I treat music like a boxing match. I train for it. I go out there, and like boxers say, you have to leave it in the ring. So that's what I do. I just leave it on the stage. I just do the max, just the max. That's it. There's no grand scheme. There's just if it can go to 10, we do it, and that's it. Basically.
Let me ask you about the equipment or gear that you play.
Yeah.
What's your go-to?
Well, I'm a purist, and my go-to is a Fender Stratocaster with a Mesa Boogie, or actually Mesa Engineering dual rectifier trem overb. It's a variation of the rectifier. It's got a lot more voice. It's got a better voice in the bluesy / intermediate overdrive range. Okay, so the gearheads all understand that. However, I have found out that by emulating that amplifier in a Boss pedal and using a 2x12 Fender combo, I can get that same sound with half the equipment.
No way.
So I just stopped lugging the tube stuff and the expensive guitars, and I just got $300 guitar that's modded to the balls, and a small 2x12 with an emulator, and I got the same tone. The same sound. Obviously, the tone's different, but same sound for half the price, half the space. What I really like I said, is a Fender Strat, high power single coil with a Class A American circuit, like a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier. Yeah.
What is your favorite shape of guitar to play?
Favorite shape of guitar would have to be a flying V. Yeah.
I read somewhere you have a guitar made for you.
Yes, it's a flying V. It's Inyan Vina is a company in Vietnam that is ESP and Gibson and Fender. So they have the contracts to make all these guitars in their factory. So the owner said, "Hey, why don't I just use all their designs to make my own guitar?" So I basically have the highest tier Gibson Flying V spec guitar plus embellishments as my signature. So
that's really fun.
That's pretty cool. And I have a matching bass too. So I have a Flying V bass as well. Yeah, it's
really
beautiful. I love it. It's a
pretty awesome.
PJ configuration. So
what are you looking forward to the most in the event this weekend?
So for me, NAMM is a vacation / business trip. So I come here obviously to hang out, to see a lot of good friends. Like the special guests that we had today, we had Rick Pierce from Q5, which is a legendary thrash metal band. We had Dan Prestup, who's the drummer for Mike LaPon's Silent Assassins, who's a friend of mine as well. Who else do we have? We had John Montalbano from My World. They're a big band. They're signed to BMG or UMG, and they do a lot of stuff in Europe. So they're big time. And John actually does all the music for HBO. So any bass line you hear on HBO, John did it. Yeah, he does all the bass lines for HBO. Who else do we have? We had, those guys. And then Paris Burke is my drummer. And if he looks familiar, he's Sebastian Bach's son. So that's why he looks the way he does. And then our bassist is a new guy named Eric Acevo, who's in a lot of local LA bands and a big-time dude around here.
That sounds like a fun crew.
Yeah, it's a fun crew. And then we just jump from booth to booth, getting free stuff. That's what we do, free stuff, man. Give me your strings, dude. Give me a pedal, man. No, we're not like that. I do TV villainry. So I am on Spanish soap operas a lot and American, fight kind of mystery stuff. So I was on Kingdom recently, which was a direct TV show about MMA. And then I usually play a villain in Spanish soap operas.
How fun is that?
It's hilarious. Spanish soap opera music universe is the weirdest. You can kidnap the buffest dudes that are like professional fighters or something, whatever, in a soap opera, right? You can beat them up, tie them up, totally manhandle them. However, his 20-pound girlfriend and her friends could beat you all up. That is like the plot armor of all plot armors. And so that's usually what we do. We kidnap the good guy, we rough him up, we kind of snarl in Spanish. So it's like this. Snarling in Spanish is different than snarling in English. And then we obviously sequester the bad guy, the good guy, and beat him up. And then his girlfriend shows up and beats us all up, and then unties him and takes him home. And that's basically rinse and repeat. So it's pretty funny. That's a trope in Spanish soap opera. Another trope in Spanish soap opera is, I want to say, I don't know how to put it in words. Basically, the tear-jerky breakup scene. Mm-hmm. No, and that's the girl. And then the guy has to stay straight, and he's like, "¿Por qué?" And he's like, "Vaya basta llorando," and stuff like that. But you have to say it with like a, and that's my description of the whole thing. That's my job. You didn't expect this, did you?
I love it.
You didn't expect this, did you? Skinny doo up. I forgot the word.
You're so good at it.
Thank you.
So good. Is there anything that you're working on in the future, something that you can share with us today?
I can share that my new album, Tropical Depression, comes out in February. And it's a 2-disc release. It's ambitious. I'm like, you know what? Just going to put out a 2-disc release. Why? Because. But even bigger news is that it's going to be available on vinyl too.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then here's other good news.
Oh.
So in the immediate future, late February, early March, we're going to go on tour supporting Soulfly. Soulfly. Max Cavaleras. We're going to rock the world with you. So we're going to go, we're going to go out with Max.
That's awesome.
Yeah, February, March.
You guys are going to have a blast?
A blast. East Coast tour. Love it.
where can we follow you, your band, come see you play? What's the best way to?
Well, let's see. There's quite a few. So obviously it's sergiomichel.com, sergiomichel.com, and then Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Those are all Sergio Michel Music. And then Twitter is S Michel Music, because Twitter just doesn't have enough letters for an ID. And then Reverb Nation Sergio Michel. And then you can search Sergio Michel in Spotify, Amazon MP3, Google Play, iTunes, and the Apple Store.
I'll do that with you.
Yeah. And Ditto, and Tidal, and Angami if you're in the Middle East, and KK Box if you're in Asia, and YouTube Music, and everywhere where MP3s are sold. What if I did this? What if I did that? There you go. See, I psyched her up. Can you dance salsa or merengue or something? Try it. Do. Oh.
I've done a little bit.
You didn't think that interview was going to go there, did you? Nope.
Thank you so much for sharing this.
Yes.
And it's been a pleasure. I'm so glad that I was able to come out here and meet you.
Thank you. Same here.
So.
I'm so glad you came out, and we'll see more at NAMM.
Yes,
Yeah,
Cheers.
of course. Thank you.
What I'm doing now.
I didn't want to break it. That's why. You ever seen Dragon Ball Super? Vegeta try to crack eggs. How's the yeah? And there you go, anime.
Let's do it one more time. Really.